Honestly, I'm just excited about Chaos Origins right now. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. Now, many of you know that Chaos Origins is going to be bringing us probably not only like new Starlight technology, we're getting a brand new world premiere theme within this set. And this is where the chess knights are going to be coming in. Now, I pulled up the page here just to remember how this theme works. Now remember, these guys are going to go in the extra deck. They're going to be different levels and things like that. You're going to have a chessboard field spell that you're going to have to get onto the field. You're going to have a hand trap that evidently can deploy the chessboard. The only thing I'm worried about with this archetype kind of starting off is if the method of deployment is not consistent enough. We need... Truthfully, if it's just 3 chessboard and 3 of a monster that can bring out the chessboard and terraforming and Rainbow Bridge, if we're truly only working on like 10 cards to potentially get this deck up and running, I am worried. I am. It makes me wonder, like, are they going to have enough starters, enough pressure, and enough, gas to get this set up. So I am excited for the arts of the Chess Knights. They look absolutely stunning. I just don't know if the TCG doing the standard TCG thing is going to be enough. And I guess I want to be wishful here, considering we're going to have 2 waves of support for this. But I don't know, man. I'm super excited, like everybody else is, for a new archetype. It's actually got some purpose and things going into it. And the art on the cards looks frickin' sweet. Like, good art doesn't always mean good archetype. We saw that with the some of the more recent stuff. Mind Shuffle. Now, as most of you know, going into the block, the Mind Shuffle deck is probably the one that the most of what players are excited about. Mind Shuffle ramps up so much, and it has turned out to be a massively consistent deck in the OCG. You've had a lot of modifiers of the deck. You've been through Multiplying Kribos, we've been through multiple Celtic Guards. Deck is playing a lot of good generic cards, and I've even seen the Fallen Invert, or I've even seen the Mind Shuffle deck being built into other decks. I mean, we've seen Mitsurugi Mind Shuffle running around. If your deck can support a sub package for you to be able to use, this is a great opportunity and a great engine for you to really work with. And I think that's important to acknowledge. The fact that they somehow managed to make a archetype that is able to really overcome a lot of the craziness in the current playlines and somehow managed to make it consistent. Yu-Gi-Oh! It really feels like they're trying to make traps more playable, and I love that they're actually trying to do that. You got to give them some credit, man. You really do. So in terms of, good consistency, I mean, heck, even the Mind Shuffle deck is actually playing this card as like a one-of in some of the lists, because it drops the Summon Skull, then you get to drop the Ritual, and then you get to recruit for the monster. It all just full circles the combo lines with the deck. In the deck, being able to basically infinite resource well itself to, make sure that we can continuously access, the power cards is very, very broken. Honestly, this will be a defining point. And then we have Zenna-no-Tsuinagihime. Now, you probably are like, huh, isn't that the Link 5, Robbie? So, it is the Link 5. Zenna is the one that's 2+ effect monsters. You can also use a monster in your hand as material to link summon it. But if it's link summoned, you can send a monster from your deck to the graveyard. But if it's link summoned using only monsters you control, you can send a monster from the extra deck to the graveyard instead. And of course, during the next standby phase after this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 monster from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, so why does this matter? Well, a couple of things. One, it's a foolish burial from the main deck. and you can actually make it by using something from your hand. So if you got a Link 4 chilling on the field or something, for example, you got Orcust up and running, you can step into this because it is a dark machine, and it does give you access to a Link 5. Okay, I mean, that's kind of interesting. Gets an extra little piece out of the hand, depending on your Orcust board, but I don't know why I'd want to give up some of the potential inboard. This also combines itself to, do the FTK, because we can drop the Lyrilisk monster out of the extra deck. And then, you can do Exciting Nightingale plays, which just kind of burns the opponent even more. And then, this is also a Link 5 to step into Hydro Drive Dragon on. Because not only can you go make this, get a Foolish Burial, then we can start spinning Hydro Drive Dragons on top of this. I know we're still a very long way away from seeing Hydro Drive, come into the game. But gosh darn it, man. That's a lot that one Link 5 can do. And I mean, not every list is playing this. Truthfully, it's just kind of something a little bit extra that gets tossed into the fray. And that's really about it. I do look forward to seeing how this card is going to do its thing. And then we have June Pride. This card, so a lot of Elfnote players are talking about, the deck is not good until we get June Pride. And I kind of agree with that. I think, judging by how powerful... Well, okay, so first of all, it's a tuner plus a non-tuner on a level 10. That says, while this card is in the main monster zone, neither player can declare attacks except with monsters in the center main monster zone. So it is a negative Fligate, but that's fine. But during the main phase, this card is in the center main monster zone. Quick effect, we can kick this back to the extra deck to special summon one Elfnote monster from the hand, deck, and graveyard. One from each. And then you can only use this effect of this card's name once per turn. Why did they give Elfnotes a ability to split apart into multiple different, options? That's truthfully crazy to me that they gave this deck that level of recurability. And obviously, yeah, you can get ashed, and I mean, you're going to have a bad time. You're losing a big, powerful monster, but heaven forbid, if this thing actually resolves, you're about to just be in an absolutely shit place in the meta. And obviously, this is it's got 3,100 attack points. If I cannot get to a battle phase to reliably, take care of this, and also, don't even forget about the rest of what Elfnotes actually have going for them. This deck has so many different control aspects that they're able to use from, different manipulation. It's kind of crazy to think about how many little different interactions that this deck actually has going for it. So, yeah, a boss monster that can retreat and floodgate and even control a field is going to be a little bit problematic in a lot of different ways than you kind of expected it to be. And then, of course, we have the unknown, or the more, for this set. One cool thing that we get to see with these sets is, OCG imports, TCG, other exclusives. We get, 16 cards typically? 7 to 8 of them are dedicated to the theme, which means we will be seeing a good chunk of TCG exclusive upgrades within this set. Now, we did kind of blow our load last set, it feels like, with the creation of the extra super poly target, or the little guy, the Fanta Dragna. I don't think we're going to see Konami try something like that, but I guess they could try, because so far the TCG's done some creative things. They did Mercurium, they did Fanta Dragna. It is highly possible at this point that the only real thing of value could be the monster that they made in the set to help support the chess spawn deck, which, if that's the case, I guess that's fine. But the TCG exclusives are always, personally, one of the most excitable things within the set, because it showcases that they're really trying different methods and trying to get people a little bit more excited for these things. And also, especially with Genesis format, they're trying to get power-ups in little different sectors so that different decks can actually get some play time. And I do think that's an important thing to consider. You need these decks to be viable. And if you're not really giving them a chance to do so, well, it's not very fun. So what do you guys think about everything? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here in Dig.
patrons. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.